Welcome friends to my very first Slime Isekai Memories video. Lids87 here, and in this guide, I'm going to be helping out players that are stuck in the early portions of the game. Before I do get into it though, friends, if you are new to the channel, please remember to hit that subscribe button, and if you happen to like the video, hit that thumbs up button. Now, this video is going to be focused on newer players or players that are stuck around the 100k mark. So if you're at 200k, you already have done the steps that I am going to be talking about in this video. The goal is to help players and give them a path to progress in the game if you are stuck early on. Now, my experience so far with the game is I've been a week into the game already. When I started, I didn't know what the hell I was doing in the game. I was grinding a little bit of the story, a little bit of the event. I was hoarding my resources because, experience from other gacha games, right? Barely giving you anything, skipping out on the resources. I kind of have a little bit of PTSD from that, right? So that's what I was doing at first, and just mistakes that were made. So in this guide, I am hoping to lay out the path for you to avoid these mistakes and help you progress further all the way up to at least 190 plus 200k for your party's power level. Now, that being said, quick disclaimer is that I'm going to be talking about specific things in this guide. If I don't talk about something, that is because I'm not trying to get too in-depth about said mechanic in the game, and I'm just trying to help players on their way to increase their party's power level. All right, friends? Now, if you are brand new to the game, you're gonna want to reroll. If you're heavy on reroll, the rerolling process in this game is very easy. It's very fast. I'm gonna leave a link down below in the description to my boy Legionz Gaming's video that shows you how to reroll very fast. But what you want to focus on is picking up something called a protection character and a battle character of the same elemental type. Why? Because protection characters act as leaders in this game, where they have a leader ability that is going to increase certain elemental type attack. For example, Charybdis here increases all ally space attack by 11%, followed by increasing all wind allies attack by 8%. Dark Affinity Shion here is going to increase all allies dark attack by 12%, followed by all allies fire attack by 8%. All right, friends, so I would say if you want a good start, that is what you want to focus on. So if you're a fan of Rimuru, you want to pick up this space Rimuru right here with the Charybdis that I just showed. If you're a fan of Diablo, who is the current event, be sure to pick up that Dark Affinity Shion, which is currently available. If you're a fan of Milim, green Milim with green Velvedora, or if you even like Shizo, Fire Shizo, you want to pick up Ifrit. So as long as you follow those basic rules, you should be off to a good start in the game. Final thing about characters is that you are going to want a good healer in the game. It is going to help you out with your progression. So this healer right here, trainee, fits into a lot of team compositions. I will say this though, that oh crap, didn't want to push that button. But the slime that we do receive, the free 4-star Rimuru slime that we do receive, is actually a decent healer. And it can help you, especially in the early portions of the game. I do have a free-to-play account where I don't have that trainee in there, and that is my primary healer, and I've been getting along just fine. All right, friends, now that those things are out of the way, just some things to keep in mind as we progress is, first and foremost, do your dailies, right? All this stuff should be rhetorical stuff, especially if you have been playing gacha games. Do your dailies, because you're going to gain access to free stamina. You're going to gain access to free gems, which over the course of 20 days, that's a free multi-draw. Go to your hometown, right here. Go to your actual hometown. Interact with your civilians, because if they have a heart around them, this can help you increase their bond level, which is going to further increase their stats, and also is missions for a bingo board to gain access to free duplicates for the free Shuna we receive in the game. And finally, daily things that you should be doing is the predator battles every single day, as you could only do this twice a day. This gives you materials to increase a character's skill level, which is going to decrease its cost while also increasing its potency. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get started on what you should be doing. Now, what you want to try to focus on is trying to get to chapter 7 on beginner, followed by chapter 4 on normal, because at that point in the game, you should have more than enough to get your population to at least 3,900. Now, in this game, a lot of your progression is locked behind the story and your population level. So as you progress in the story, you're going to unlock these housing. Nope, not the stump. You're going to unlock houses for a lot of these units that you encounter in the game, which is going to increase your population level. So you'll get access to ogres houses, orcs, dire wolves, lizards. I feel like I'm forgetting one more, but you're going to get these houses, which you can then increase the level depending on how far you are in the story to increase your population level, which then you should be focusing also on your central office here that is going to increase your population cap. Now, this is just something to keep in mind as you progress in the story, as you start unlocking different chapters, as you go further, just to go in here and level this up as you can, because in order to increase the central office, you do have to be at a certain building level and certain civilian population level, just to increase the cap so you could have more population and just unlock some of these nodes for your characters, which we're going to talk about here in a second. Now, what we're going to be doing is you're going to be leveling up your characters at the very start. The game does a wonderful job of giving you level up materials for your characters. And this is actually one of the very first mistakes that I made in this game, because with other gachas, like some of these other gachas, they skimp out on a lot of the materials to power up your character. So that was what was under my mindset, is that just hoard them for, you know, possible characters that I would want, but that was also slowing me down. So feel free to just level up your characters as you progress, as you get a lot of these level up materials from just taking on the story for missions, or you could take on this level up quest, clear them once you get a good chunk of level up materials. And if you want to level up your teams, just run these stages to get the level up magicules, and then go level up said characters. Now, you do want to focus on a primary team at first. Just get them up there, as this is what is going to carry you on through the story. All right. Now, as you progress in the early portions of the chapters, also at a certain point, you're going to unlock something called ability release stages, aka ability release nodes for your character. Let me just show you what they look like here. So you go here, ability release, and there are 5 tiers of this. These are locked behind population progression and character level progression. You will unlock the first one. All right. So now that you know what this looks like, you're going to go here. You're going to go to quest. You're going to go to ability release quest, take on all of the beginner, clear them all out, because this should give you more than enough resources to unlock all the nodes for your primary team's ability nodes. After that, also, you should have access to the forge, at least level 1. Go into the damn forge, equip the shittiest equipment, the very tier 1, because this is going to help you early game in terms of stats. All right, so build up the armors, build up the equipment that belongs to said character to increase their damage. If, for example, it's a spellcaster, it will tell you if they need a book or not, or if they need a sword. Get the armor to increase their defense, and then get these bracelets to increase that character's their HP pool. Now, at this point, okay, if you did all of the ability release level tier 1, you give them equipment and have your entire roster, your primary team at level 80, you should be around the 100k mark before even chapter 7, which this will allow you to take that on. So you're done with now, take on chapter 7 on beginner, do that, and start taking on chapter 1 on normal, chapter 2 on normal, as far as you can go. If you hit a cap, if you hit a wall, be sure to go back to your build nation, all right, to your town, level up the population, because you should be able to, at this point, reach population level 3,000, which will unlock the tier 2 of that character's ability release node. So guess what you're going to be doing at this point next? That's right, go to ability release, clear out normal, and this should be just enough to unlock all the nodes for the tier 2 of said character's ability release nodes. If for some reason you just need a little bit more, you are more than welcome to just grind these out to unlock said nodes, just to help out your characters. Now, at this point, once you unlock all your character's ability release, you have, shitty equipment on your characters, just the basics, enhanced to as far as you can enhance it. Don't go too ham at this point, as we will get better equipment later down the line if you so choose to. At this point, you should be at about 127k EP or power level. It's over 9,000 for your primary team. This is going to help you take on Chapter 4 on normal. Just clear it. You don't have to complete it. You don't have to get the 3 stars. All you have to do is clear it. And at this point, you should have what you need to get your population up to at least 3,900. Now, currently we do have an event. We do have a Diablo event that gives us blueprints for more housing, butler housing, right? So you go here, you go to quest, you go to event, and this is what I'm talking about right here. There's an exchange shop that gives you these blueprints where you can build 3 butler housing if you are still struggling and you just need that little bit of oomph, so to say, to get you to that at least 3,900 mark. So feel free to grind this away if you need those extra housing units, right? Now, once you are at population level 3,900, the tier 3 and on of ability release is going to open up for your character. Now, these ability releases is what you want to focus on, as this is a massive increase to your party's power level. All right, so you go in here, you're going to spend literally the next several hours, possibly even a few days, depending on how hard you grind or and how many stamina pots you have, taking this on, because I highly recommend for your primary party members to go all the way as far as you can. The later tiers, and depending on their rarity at their 4-star, the later tiers for tier 5, it is going to be locked behind a character's level, which at that point you need duplicates. But if you followed this guide, if you're at this point and you did all of this, your party, your primary party should be around, now I say around because it depends on your luck, should be around at least 190 plus in terms of power level. This will allow you to take on harder stages, normal, expert. You can clear out the rest of the story up to chapter 10. If you so choose, you can go to the event and start grinding it. This is another mistake that I did. I wasn't focusing on this at first. I did start off on the story. I wasn't necessarily day 1 as I was re-rolling in the game. That's actually what my free account is. That was my very first account that I had, because I had a decent amount of characters, but I wanted to go with the space Rimuru and the space Charybdis. That's what I wanted to do. So I started maybe day 2, possibly even day 3. I was all over the damn place, and I didn't focus on really my population level. And I was just hopping over to the actual event, just struggling on the early portions of the game. After focusing the ability to release, getting my population to at least 3,900, getting the rest of the tiers for the ability to release, my power level shot up from like 130 to what you guys see here. The only character that I have left to get there for their ability to release is my Ranga here. I believe, what am I at? Tier 3? Yeah, tier 3. That is where I'm at for the Ranga. That is the only character that I need to work on their ability release. So this is a huge power spike, guys, to help you take on harder content. All right, friends. So now that you are at this point in the game, you are free to go in whatever direction you would like to do so. But let me make some recommendations, as this is something that I am going to be doing also, is of course striving for that 200k mark. So you want to, clear out the rest of the story, chapter 10, take on the earlier chapters on normal, expert, keep working on that town, because you want to get your forge up to level 5 just for better rarity equipment, enhance them to increase their rarity, evolve them, while also trying to get better stats from them. That's one thing you could possibly do. What you want to do is, if there's any current active events, take that on. Now that you're at 190 plus EP, you should be able to farm the expert difficulty of said event. Currently, as you guys saw me talk about earlier, we do have the Diablo event currently. Where we at? Right here. Grind that out, as this will give you lots of materials. This will give you a token that you can exchange eventually, because each event should give you about 30 of these tokens for a very powerful space Malim that you can eventually unlock for free, mind you. Okay, so you definitely want to grind out these tokens. And the current event, I don't know if this is going to be true for other events in the near future. The current event gives you a free 4-star character, where as long as you grind, will give you all the materials to max them out. In this case, it's this Dark Affinity Benimaru. This character is pretty strong, and you also get access. You can gain access to materials to build a specific sword for Benimaru, a specific armor for Benimaru that is going to further increase Benimaru's own stats. So you definitely want to max out this character if possible, 100% free, especially if you're a free-to-play player, or if you're a player, you have a little bit of bad RNG luck, but you are at this point, you are able to grind it out. This is going to also help you progress in the game. Now, once you reach that probably like 200k mark or higher, you want to start focusing, maybe your primary teams are maxed out, maybe start focusing on mono teams, right? Mono elemental teams, just because of the elemental advantage, you're going to receive less damage while also dishing out more damage on your enemies. At that point, I would say endgame at this point is going to be something called conquest. Conquests are stages that you can grind for materials, and you also gain a free armor that is very specific. What this does, this gives you access to build or to forge elemental equipment, where said elemental character, if they match the same element, is going to further increase their damage and their defense if you give them the armor and or the weapon. All right, friends, so this right here is endgame, and this is going where you should be focusing on the later portions of the game. Once you are here and you can no longer progress, now it is down to your gacha luck. As you saw that some of the later tiers, or even if they're 4-star characters, some of their ability to release nodes are locked behind their character levels. So save up your resources, friends. Try to pull smartly in hopes to get some duplicates for some of these characters to eventually get them up to level 100, where you could drastically increase your party's level. All right, so that is it for this video, friends. I want to thank you guys for watching my guide if you are stuck early in the game. Be sure to let me know down below in the comments if you have any questions or if you need help or advice. Again, if you are a 200k plus player, feel free to leave advice down below. Now, what I'm going to be focusing on is some of the stuff that I just mentioned. I do want to get my forge up to level 5 so I can build better equipment, and then eventually finish up that Benimaru from the event and hopefully take on this conquest. Hopefully within the next week. I'm hoping to hit that 200k mark. All right, friends, so all your wonderful comments down below. And until next time, friends, good luck, happy grinding, and have a good one.